So WWE Wrestlepalooza is happening this weekend, and you know the deal when a pay-per-view/PLE does roll around. For some reason, we try and think of ways that WWE could ruin said show. Now again, this is tongue-in-cheek, this is fun, but it also would be bad if these things did go down, so maybe we're just trying to get ahead of it and telling people that may be in charge most definitely do not do this. It would make people cry into their cornflakes. Also, please do subscribe as you are watching my video. We try and upload every single day, and if you would like to join my watch-alongs, you can go to patreon.com/simonmillermedia, and we just did The Undertaker versus Kurt Angle versus The Rock from Vengeance 2002, and it was a wonderful trip down memory lane. Let's get negative, my friends. Here's 10 ways WWE could ruin Wrestlepalooza. So the first one, number 10, is that Brock Lesnar wins. I mean, this may be more personal to me, but I just don't think it's the right time for John Cena to lose, even more so, because if Brock Lesnar does win, he can't then just walk off into the forest, although I guess he could based on this feud, because we don't even know why they're fighting to begin with. But you would like to think that John Cena would want to get his revenge, and he's got, what, 5 dates left? 6, 4, something like that. I just don't think we need to use another matchup on Brock Lesnar. I think we should do something else. Although they are going to Australia, so they did want something big. I mean, I would just rather not, and also, I just don't think Brock Lesnar needs the win. I think John Cena is so beloved that right now, given that we are just still out the other side of his heel turn, it should just be all like praise and love and positivity, Pete, and all things like that. And also, it just means if he is going to lose his final ever match, which is still up in the air, it's still an option we do not know, we get the love now. And again, the love can then dissipate when we get to the end of the road with the hate. I mean, it's not going to be hate. Obviously, John Cena has always told us to rise above hate. But I would agree with this. I think it should be like Extreme Rules 2012 when Brock Lesnar came back the first time. Just beat up John Cena, AJ Styles can be smiling somewhere wanting merchandise. John Cena has his big fiery comeback. Everybody goes nuts. 1, 2, 3. And I bet you Brock Lesnar is up before John Cena is up. And the big question is what Brock Lesnar does after this. Probably won't see him until the Royal Rumble, which is why his return is absolutely ridiculous. But yes, I would rubber stamp this. Don't have Brock Lesnar wins. Wrestling can be so simple sometimes. Just let the good guy be victorious. Moving on, it's yet more Vince Russo attitude swerve style booking. No, do not have AJ Lee join the Vision. So many people messaged me saying, I think AJ Lee should join the Vision and she should turn on CM Punk. One, it's totally not believable, right? Because they are real life husband and wife. So if all of a sudden you see them doing stuff on social media or whatever, you're going to shrug your shoulders. But also, Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch are married in real life. So you're just making this weird, odd hodgepodge of stew that nobody is going to want to eat. This is another one where you don't need to overthink it. Becky Lynch should be pinned by AJ Lee, and then they should spin off into their own Intercontinental title program with AJ Lee probably winning the IC title down the line. That will be fun. That will make people feel warm and fuzzy in my tum-tums. We're never going to be done with Seth Rollins versus CM Punk, so they can spin out to do their thing too. But, I mean, nobody wants to boo AJ Lee, so why do it? The reverse is true too. I mean, CM Punk would never join the Vision because he hates Seth Rollins. But you do see this, and people say it like, oh man, cinema in 2025 aura. No. This is Vince Russo booking where you look around and you go, well, we could just do a swerve for a swerve, or you could just tell me a nice fairy tale story. Like most fairy tales end nicely. I mean, not all of them. Hansel and Gretel end up in like an oven as an old witch cooks them, which is totally flubbed up. But we want to see CM Punk and AJ Lee reunited in the wrestling ring for the first time in 10.5 years, beating the horrible, evil, but actually the best part of this feud, Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch. 1, 2, 3. If you do anything else, you're just fighting with the audience. And that's what old WWE did. Everybody in, where the flub is, I can't remember now, wherever it is just going to want to cheer AJ Lee and go, oh, hit your finisher and probably get a tap-out victory. So just do it. And CM Punk could be in the corner going, oh, I'm so proud, because he's really proud of his wife, as he should be. I can't imagine doing anything else. I don't mind if Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch win because they cheat. That's fine as well if you really want to elongate this. But any kind of twist or swerve or secret, not into it, man. Don't do it. Number 8 I like a lot. This was suggested to me by a friend of mine. Nobody wins the vacant women's championship, which you probably could do because technically Asuka's involved in this and Kairi Sane's involved in this, Rhea Ripley's involved in this, even Nikki Bella to a certain point of view. They could all run in and you get a big schmoz, which is something we would have done in the late 90s for sure. But nobody expected Naomi to have to drop that title when she did or give up that championship. So really, Stephanie Vaquer versus Io Sky should just be, let's get it back on someone and not rebuild that division because the Raw Women's division is amazing, but just create some more structure around it. And you do need the star on top of the tree to do that. I would keep this one simple. Again, we talked about it on the predictions. Asuka and Kylie saying will come out to help Io Sky. They'll accidentally screw her over. Then they can then go officially heel and you do that program with Rhea Ripley sort of kind of coming in and out as well and probably taking on Stephanie Vaquer. It kind of of saves the Stephanie Vaquer call-up, which has been so weird the last month that she comes and goes. But yeah, don't do it where the Women's Championship is held up. I think it would be lame. I think you would just be extending something that doesn't need to be extended, and people will want to see a winner here. Like, you're doing babyface versus babyface, which is why Asuka can be the person to technically turn heel in this and almost put the heat on Io Sky and in turn put the heat on herself. But there was absolutely a time when I think WWE would have done this. WCW would have definitely done this in the year 2000, and they would have looked down the camera and said, "We guarantee a winner," and then totally freaked out, like the time they had a no disqualification match that ended in a disqualification. Still the greatest moment in wrestling history. But yes, just give it to Stephanie or Io Sky. It doesn't actually matter, because again, fans are into these two, they like them, and you can do all the other shenanigans, but no double countouts, no nothing. Somebody can lose here. It's totally fine. Number 7 is exactly the same, and I get this too because this was how all the Raw main events end. The Usos versus Bronson Reed and Bron Breakker just finishes because LA Knight does something. I think LA Knight has to be involved, all things considered. But yes, the Raw main event over the last, 79 years has just been random tag team match, and then people get involved, and sometimes you get a 3, but there's distractions, and other times you don't. We can just do this cut and dry, and actually, we can jump forward here. This is technically number 3, but I'll throw it in here too, and I'll smidge them together. Jey Uso should not turn on Jimmy Uso. I don't mind Jey Uso going heel. I think it's probably a little bit silly because the fans still want to cheer his entrance, but I would also applaud WWE for taking a risk. But Jimmy Uso shouldn't be the focus of his madness. It should be LA Knight or just his attitudes, or maybe you just do the babyface feud between LA Knight and Jey Uso and let the fans decide. You can do that. You can give them all the credence in the world. But yet him turning on Jimmy Uso to, 1, restart that feud, which nobody wants, especially because they're just reunited here, but 2, to ignore all the bloodline stuff and the splitting up and coming back together, that's not what people want. They're far more interesting when they do have a solid foundation, but we get stuff like we did on Raw, when LA Knight wants to be Jimmy Uso's tag partner. Jimmy Uso says no. Then Jey Uso talks wrongly to him and says, "You're not the owner of me, dude. You're not the tribal chief." So he goes off and does it anyway, but Jey Uso still sees him. They're back together. They don't always have to operate as a tag team, but that foundation should be in place now. This goes back to other things we've already said. Just do it because it's a swerve, bro. No, I don't even think it would get Jey Uso any more good heat. People just be like, "Oh, we've done this. Why are we getting back to it?" Especially because it would end with Roman Reigns coming to solve the situation. Roman Reigns never do that. He's an emotional manipulator as a babyface or a heel. So yes, I don't think the Usos will win because I think it will sort of tie in to however mad Jey Uso's going to get, probably because of LA Knight, and they can fight, and Jimmy Uso can take an accidental kick to the face. That's fine as well, but they're brothers and they love each other, and we don't go back to any more of the noise. Number 6 is interesting because somebody mentioned this to me and I thought, okay, I'll throw it in there. But Cody Rhodes losing the WWE title. Now, again, remember the headline to all of this, ruined Wrestlepalooza. I don't necessarily think that's true. I would kind of lean towards that they're correct because I don't think we built up Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre isn't where he once was. I think if Drew McIntyre was planned to win the WWE Championship at Wrestlepalooza, we should have sort of thrown far more smoke on this, or just make you go, wait a minute, I think something's going to happen here. Think about Brock Lesnar versus The Undertaker at WrestleMania 30. A huge reason why it was a surprise outside of the streak is because the whole bill was just like, well, he's not going to win. Like, WWE barely put any, what's the word I'm looking for? But there was no secret sauce to make you scratch your head and go, wait a minute, I feel something in my tum-tum. And it's the same here. I think Randy Orton should probably be involved, and we should start his heel turn. I mean, you could argue he screws over Cody Rhodes. It's just not the right time for Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre absolutely needs an elongated WWE title or World Heavyweight Championship run at some point, but it hasn't been built here. It would feel like a title switch, just do a title switch and try to build the Wrestlepalooza name, although you're never going to get to do that because it sounds like a Care Bear special episode. But it's just too soon as well. Like, Cody Rhodes only just come back from filming the Street Fighter movie. He only just beat John Cena for that WWE title. He's got to hold it till WrestleMania. And I think him losing it at WrestleMania just means more. And when you're talking about that belt, which WWE does see as its number 1 title, that's what you want to do. Anytime there's a change, make it feel like it means something, which is what Cena did. It was a very passing of the torch moment at SummerSlam. So yeah, ruin's a bit strong. I would actually once again be down for WWE trying something different. But I don't think you need to do it. I think you would be doing it for the sake of it. And as we discussed, never good. Number 5, I'm a big fan of ending the show with a surprise. That would ruin it. Not every show needs to end with a flipping surprise. I'm a bit worried in my old man boots that new fans are going to start falling or being conditioned that when you have a Royal Rumble, a Wrestlepalooza, a WrestleMania, a SummerSlam, whatever, that it has to end with a, oh my gosh, I can't believe it. A moment, if you will. No. Going back to SummerSlam, Brock Lesnar could have come back on a random SmackDown. It would have been way better. And the final shot of SummerSlam should have been John Cena. He's a babyface again. He lost his WWE title. That's enough. That's a moment. He's the GOAT, man. He's one of the best of all time. He's only got 6 months left of his career. But WWE does feel the need for social media hits and the world that we live in, which is very, give me something now. I need that adrenaline boost. I mean, in many ways, that's why people like YouTube, because you get the likes and you get the comments within 10 minutes of a video going up, although not at the moment because YouTube is broken. If you know, you know. If you don't know, I don't want to talk about it. Actually, I do, but not on this video. It's not why you tuned in. But I would just love it for, let's say it is Brock Lesnar versus John Cena in the main event. Brock Lesnar beats up John Cena wins, and we can just end on that with Michael Cole going, oh my gosh, he's only got 5 matches left or whatever the flub. And that means something. If we do it all the time, eventually you are going to run out of ideas, and then either the surprise is going to get worse and worse and less impactful, or it's just going to suck, right? So we need to balance this out. Of course, I pop for stuff like that, and it creates amazing chatter online, but that's not what wrestling is. It's what wrestling can be, but it's not the be-all and end-all. It doesn't need to be 100%. It is a brand new pay-per-view in many ways, so we can kind of address the balance here. I really hope WWE doesn't have a surprise plan. I don't need to be surprised. I've been surprised aplenty. Just give me some good old-fashioned fun. Number 4, very sadly, you are going to get this, and it's lots of dead air and lots of adverts between matches. There's nothing you can do. I believe that TKO's stock price at the moment is $212 a share, which is so damn high, or at least high for them. And one of the reasons is because they're going to sell the ring post, they're going to sell Single the Steel Steps, they're going to sell the mat canvas, they're going to sell the tables, they're going to sell Barricade. They'll probably one day start selling fans. When you walk in, they go, if we give you $100, can we stick a Pizza Hut sticker on your head? And lots of people like, you're damn right I can. And they'll probably use that $100 to go to concession and buy Pizza Hut, so Pizza Hut wins. So yes, this will ruin Wrestlepalooza, which could be a 2-hour show and goes for 3.5 hours. What are you going to do? Welcome to brand new WWE. Number 3, we've talked about, obviously, Jimmy and Jay Uso stuff, so we'll jump to number 2, and that would be, sorry, I'm being silly now, the return of Travis Scott, who some people say is still making his way to the ring for WrestleMania 41. Now, it does sound like WWE has fallen out with him, or at least that's the rumor, but he hasn't been back. We do have to draw a line under it. Someone said to me, what if he is the surprise at the end of WrestlePalooza and we do the John Cena-Travis Scott match? Because, of course, technically he was his friend, now he's not his friend anymore. I don't want to see that. The Travis Scott thing would have been fine if The Rock had been at WrestleMania. We've talked about that verbatim. Let's not go on about it anymore. But yeah, no more Travis Scott. Unless he's changed his mind and he's going to put the work in, he's going to have a match. I mean, a Jelly Roll, a Bad Bunny, a Logan Paul. This is the level that we expect now. But no Travis Scott. But it kind of does make sense. In a storyline point of view, he could come back and screw over John Cena to then spin off and do a match with him in Australia or effort. I was like, oh no. I can see that happening. It would ruin it for me. Not in many ways, because I make so many videos on here just laughing about it. But with 4 or 5, whatever it is, dates left to go, we do not need a John Cena-Travis Scott promo. We do not need a John Cena-Travis Scott match. Just don't do it, man. Do anything else. Do The Miz. I love The Miz, but I'm not massively over the moon to see that either. Do that. That'd be fine. Number 1 is the best one. This just popped into my head because there are these inklings that, given that WrestleMania 40, whatever the flub it's going to be, 43, is in Saudi Arabia, that maybe WWE wants to take Wrestlepalooza and make it a mega event so they have something like a SummerSlam, a Royal Rumble, maybe even a Survivor Series. Add another one to the Big Four, essentially. So at no point, and this will ruin Wrestlepalooza, can I handle Michael Cole going, it's a Wrestlepalooza moment. Don't do it. Wrestlepalooza moment doesn't make any sense. CM Punk was doing media rounds today, and he even said, I try not to say Wrestlepalooza. In fact, it may be the first time I've said it. It's one of these names that's not growing on me. Usually it works. The Vision and Wrestlepalooza just aren't doing it. Maybe I'm getting angry in my old age. But yes, that would ruin it. If Michael Cole tries to force a Wrestlepalooza moment, it doesn't even roll off the tongue. So let's say that we could take all the bad stuff. AJ Lee turns on CM Punk, and he goes, AJ Lee has turned on CM Punk, and that's a Wrestlepalooza moment. You can't write it on a t-shirt. It's not going to change anything. It sounds absolutely ridiculous. It sounds like you're talking in a different language. So yes, no Wrestlepalooza moments, thank you very much. It's bad enough that WrestleMania ones have become manufactured, although that's still cool. I like it. It ties into the branding. We don't need to do it here. And if you never want to do another Wrestlepalooza, or at least give it a different name, this bald guy ain't going to complain. Now, of course, you all have plenty of thoughts about this. Let me know what you think could potentially ruin Wrestlepalooza in a fun way, right? I'm sure it'll be a great show. Like the video, share the video, and subscribe. Just interact with everything down there. And click the video on the screen, which will be my proper predictions. Otherwise, like I say, you can go to my Patreon. You can also go to grillermind.com/Simon. Simon, get 10% off. These are fitness supplements I use. Brand new fitness channel, all down there. Simon316 on social media. Simon on TikTok. Simon Miller on Cameo. And then Big Cartel and Pro Wrestling Tees if you would like some of my dumb but fun merch. Take care, my friends. I appreciate you. Enjoy Wrestlepalooza, and I'll see you soon.